Dave Keehn, South Shores Church in Dana Point, California. We chose to come to Walking Water for, I think, two very important reasons. One was to help our students, who, although we live at the beach, to really come to a different side of God's creation so they could see God in a very fresh way. And being a part of Rock and Water allows us to experience God's creation up close and personal, whether it's hiking in a canyon, swimming in a river, rafting, or just kind of just pausing and looking at the stars at night. That's something that we don't get to see downward in our part of the woods, and that was very important. A reason for us to come back even to Rock and Water is I said I want my students to see God's creation and really appreciate it in a fresh way. The second aspect to Rock and Water, though, we decided we want to be a part of, is it really put students at a point of crisis in the sense that they had to get out of their comfort zone. A lot of retreats, a lot of camps are all about how they feel and what's fun for them and keeping them entertained. In Rock and Water, you're really stripping away a lot of those elements, and students are living underneath the stars, and they're getting dirty, and they're pushing themselves rafting or jumping off rocks, and they're pushing themselves out of their comfort zone, which I think a lot of our students need to realize that there's something more to life than themselves. There's something more that God has for them than they may have experienced, and it's only those points of crisis that they really take those steps. If they'd be left at home with their iPods, their Game Boys, everything else they have, it'd be too easy, they'd be too insulated, they'd be too comfortable. And so Rock and Water, this type of environment, allows our students who come from a very comfortable world to really experience God's creation and really push themselves to see what God may do. I think the staff really goes out of the way to say, what can we do to help make your trip worthwhile? I know with our trip leader, we want to do our own programming, which meant that we didn't always go along with the standard that other groups did, and our troop leader was accommodating and said, how can we make that a possibility? And so we were really appreciative of that effort and what they could do. So yeah, I appreciate that attitude of what can we do to help, what can we do to serve. I mean, the whole day is basically set up for us to hang with our students. So we're either hiking with our students or rafting with our students. There's conversations happening in our particular group. We had small groups as a part of our program. So after the Bible study evening, we sent our leaders out and talk with students, so kind of praying together through certain issues. So the whole camp is kind of geared towards relationships, guys. You hang out during the day. And I think the Rock and Water staff is a part of that as they can. Obviously, they have other responsibilities, so they're not with us all the time, but I think, they're talking with the kids. When they're on the hikes, they're talking with students.